So, good day everyone. The title of this research proposal is Behavioral Traits in Social Media of Third Year Students in, in Sorsogon State University. So, before I start the discussion, I want everyone to know first what is the reason behind the proposal or why I came up such a proposal. So we all know that social media is rumbling or rampant nowadays, and most of the students or teenagers especially spend most of their time in many social media platforms, most especially on Facebook. So with this, I noticed that most of the researchers conducted a study that only focuses the effect of social media towards the youth, and they even barely tackle about the behaviors of these teenagers or students in social media. That's why I've come up with this proposal to find out what are the common behaviors of the students in social media and what are the reasons behind the behavior. So let's proceed to the introduction. So 70% of teens nowadays use social media more than once a day. So um, in 2018, there was a report of an international survey entitled "Social Media, Social Life." Teens reveal their experiences. So it revealed that 70% of teens nowadays use social media more than once a day. So it also stated that teens communicate across the Facebook platforms by sharing experiences and ideas, ranting, gossiping, flirting, and staying tuned on top of current events, especially about K-pop. So which could be an examples of behavioral traits of students in social media. So Filipinos became top users also. So tons of problems arose in social media correlate to the behavior of young adolescents online. So, for instance, there was a study entitled Cyberbullying Practices and Experiences of the Filipino College Students, Social Media Users. So, it revealed that sending and receiving mean messages top the act of cyberbullying practice and experienced by the college students, social media users. So, with regards to the topic, any aspects of cyberbullying are one of the behaviors or could be one of the behavioral traits that some Filipino might possess in social media. So this study can help the students to be aware of what they share on social media. So this must be conducted since it can help the youth or the students to be more conscious of what they share on social media. So since there are many problematic behaviors across all social media platforms, this study is kind of paramount advantage to educate students or youth about the behaviors in social media, so that can have a domino effect between social media and students. So next is the objectives. This study determines the behaviors or third year students on social media and its causes. This study will specifically answer the following objectives. Number one, what is the corresponding behavior of the students to the post? And number two, what is the cause or causes of the behavior? So with these objectives, the researcher will going to find out the data needed in this intended study, since these two objectives will lead to the answer when these two objectives are already encrypted in the instrument, such as survey. So let's proceed to the research design. So this proposed study will utilize the combination of case study design and causal design. So the first objective will use descriptive design. So the first objective will use descriptive design, since this study intends to collect and interpret data in determining the corresponding behaviors of the students in their posts on social media. So the second objective will use the causal design. So the second objective will use the causal design because this study will determine what is the variable or variables or cause or causes that is causing or that are causing our corresponding behavior of the respondent. So taking everything into account, the behaviors are considered as the dependent variable and the causes of the behaviors are independent variable. So in other words, The reasons of the behavior are the independent variable since it's the cause of the behavior, and the dependent variable is the behavior since it's the effect or the outcome. So next part is the participants or the respondents. So it has a target of 57 respondents. So this extended research has a target of 57 respondents from any department in third year college at Sorsogon State University. So each respondent will be given 20 photos from their shared posts prior to 1,000 photos required in the data gathering. So it has a sample size of 50 um, using Sloven's equation with a confidence level of 95% and standard error of 5%. The sample size required in the data collection will be 50. Since 1,000 photos are required in the data gathering, a sample size of population will be enough, which is 50. Since if you're going to multiply, it equals to the exact number of photos needed in the data collection, which is 1,000 photos. So 20 times 50 is equal to 1,000. So the participants are chosen that suit the needs of the researcher. So the sampling technique that is relevant to this research is the judgment or purposive sampling, since the selected population or respondents are going to be the third year students from any department in Sorsogon City, and is the researcher only know in personal or already had a contact with. So that's the reason. So last is the data collection methodology. So this intended research will collect its needed data by using survey, since every respondent has 20 photos to be questioned from their timelines that further show a behavior. So each survey will contain a photo with the corresponding question that lead to the needed data in the study, such as the behavior of the respondents in the collected photo from their timelines and the causes of the behavior. So using Messenger or any other communication app, the survey will be sent to its designated respondent. So, moreover, ethical considerations may take place in the data collection. Why? Because the respondents might feel displeasure or might feel pissed off since the researcher will track or stalk their timeline. So, therefore, as much as possible, the researcher will ask for a permission first from the respondents before stalking their timelines to avoid any ethical issues. So, here's the example of sample instrument I have made. So this only contains 2 photos, but in the data collection, each respondent will receive 20 photos to be questioned. Moreover, the questions inscribed in the survey are reliable and valid enough because these questions will proceed to the collection of data required in the intended study. So that's all. Thank you very much.